reality, you're none of those words. So I'm glad you brought that up. Even the religions, what we have to understand is all the indigenous, one of the classes I took early, the Spirit told me to take this class in college. It's called Religions of Mankind, where I studied the 8 major religions.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was 1992. Yeah.
Wow.
Second year of college. So I studied all 8 major religions and found out that most of them, 90% of them are all the same. It's only the 10% that they differ. So it's Shintoism, Taoism, Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, and Buddhism. I studied all the 8 major ones. Then later on, I went back to study an African indigenous one, which they didn't teach in school, but I was already studying in the islands through what we call Maroon tradition, Coromantee, different kind of names. We have our own names for those. And so Pocomania, we have different spiritual systems that was taught in the islands, similar to what they call voodoo or obia.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to put the pieces together. So the indigenous people followed nature. All of the original spiritual systems, let me just put it that way. I'm not going to call it a religion. The religion is how you reorganize and how you latch on or come together. So a legion is a group, like legionnaires,
Mm-hmm.
and religion is what you're pronouncing. But you've been told it's religion. It's a religion. Okay? So the word itself, the phonetic, is not being used properly. So most of the things people are saying is phonetically wrong. So I'm phonetic spirit. But my purpose on the planet is to put the phonics back in its correct form.
Mm.
So you are religion, meaning tribe, birds of a feather flock together, find your tribe, your group, and religion. Get back together with your legion. The indigenous teachings, for example, what they're calling Christianity is Karastion or Karashion, which is KRST, ancient Kemetic, ancient Nubian Kush. Which is why to this day the most oldest people that they're calling Christian is in Ethiopia. So if you don't have a 1511 Bible, if you don't have a 1511 Ethiopian book, do you need some help there, Ma Ma Nandi? What are you trying to do? Oh, all you have to do is let me know and I'll get to that. Anything else you need me to bring in? Okay, good.
If they need more, there's some
Okay.
rinse, water, all that.
Fine. Oops, wrong one. How do you shut off this light? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so the 1511 Ethiopian Bible is one of the oldest quote unquote Christian books. But remember the ancient, what they call the ancient Orthodox Coptic. But even then, 1511 is still new. It's funny that we have allowed people to shape the narrative to where we're still referring to things in 1511 as if that's a new thing, as if that's old. But we know we have people on the planet that's been here millions of years old. So even then, if I framed the conversation around 1511, I still got you. We have been in this land for thousands, if not millions of years. But yet we let people shape the narrative that they brought us here on some ships.
You were
So
here
this-
already.
That's why they were willing to fund 1619. The government put money behind that because if we can keep you focused on 1619 to now, you won't focus on anything prior to 1619. Okay? Dr. Claude Anderson, beautiful brother, love him. He has a book that talks about the Folsom people. The Folsom people in Europe, they named them after the area. It's Folsom, Arizona, Folsom, where they dug up these bones, and the bones are dated to be 9,000 plus years old.
Wow.
Original Americans, us, in the ground, documented 9,000 plus years ago. So why are you talking about a 1619? If you understand that you have documented archaeological evidence that you were here 9,000 plus years ago. There's pyramids here that's older than the ones in Giza on this land.
Yes.
Documented.
Yes.
A couple months ago, I was here with my mom in the Bronx. We went to the Museum of Natural History and Science by Central Park.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the galleries had a Olmec head. It's on my Instagram page. I'm standing next to my family. Big Olmec head, massive, taller than this roof. Some of those heads have been dated to over 200,000 years. Massive megalithic stone heads, dated in the Americas over 200,000 years. So why are we talking again about a 1619?
Wow.
That's how long you have documented evidence that you've already been on this piece of dirt.
Mm.
Because this is technically West Africa, if you want to call it that.
Mm.
And that's East Africa. Because at one time,
It was all
they
one.
were one.
Mm.
Before they broke apart and created the Atlantean Rift. That's how long we've been on this dirt, when he was connected to that piece of dirt. That's why and some of the ancient ones says, we never came here. Here was already here.
Yeah.
Mm.
You get what they're telling you?
Yes.
Because they said, no, we never came here. Here was already here.
Been here.
What do they mean by that? The dirt drifted away with us. We never left where we was. We always was where we was.
Mm.
That's how old we've been here. The continent drifted away, split apart, and left with our family. We never had to get on no boat. What boat? The land was one. There was no sea between us. So what I need a boat for? When it was one land, you just walked around. Then later on, tectonic plate shift. Earth busts up from Pangea, whatever they call it, and pieces started shifting. This is how ancient your history. So this is why we have to teach. This is part of the information I've been educating people on since birth. And that's why I was called a crazy child all my life, because I would say stuff and they were like, how you know that? You can't know that. Where'd you read that? I don't have a book. Because I came with it already. And I tap into the Akashic record and pull the rest. And I tap into the earth and pull the rest. And really what you're doing when you say pull the rest, you're accessing your 700 trillion cells that has information in you. Really, that's what you're accessing. Because you have everything in you.
Mm.
They just did a study that showed that the human genome can hold, I forget how many petabytes of data, and it just so happens that the amount of data that your genome can hold is the amount of data they claim exists from the Big Bang.
Wow.
Let that sink in.
Mm.
Your DNA can hold the exact same amount of information that exists in all of creation. So you are an exact suppository of everything.
Wow. That's very
Nature
interesting.
always reproduces itself.
Mm-hmm.
The same way how your hand tells everything about you, the same way how your face tells everything about you, the same way how your eyes tell everything about you, the same way the bottom of your foot tells everything about you, the same way you tell everything about everything. You're just a replica of everything in a smaller package.
Mm.
Just like my whole body's in my hand. My whole body's in my eye. I'm a certified iridologist. I can analyze your body through your eyes. There's an ear in your eye for every part of your body. There's an ear in the bottom of your foot for every part of your body. But the same way, you are a part of the whole multiverse. And everything in the multiverse is in you. You're just accessing it through different action, different motion, different events, allow you to activate and access all of the information. Obviously, you can't access all of it at once. You overwhelm yourself. So it's almost like you forget 99.9% of everything that you exist in you, and you're only accessing that 1.1% of 0.1%, and you get to interact with that for 150 years. That's how much information is in you. That only 1% of 1% of 1% of 1% takes you 150 years to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
Can everyone go around and say their name and tell us what their names mean?
Beautiful.
I'll be right back.
Starting
You get
with
my book.
Crystal.
Oh, okay. I was about to say starting with.
Okay, my name is Crystal Washington. I don't know what my name means. It's an English name. But people call me Ama, Amenti Sankofa.
What does Alma mean?
Ama is an Akan name for a female born on Saturday. According to Akan cosmology, each day of the week is governed by a god and a goddess, and the child born on that day has the spiritual attributes of that deity. And what else? Correlating with the planetary bodies and things like that.
The astrological, yeah.
Yeah. So the 7-day calendar that the Akan people use, because every tribe use different calendars and have different days of their, different.
Yeah, that they observe.
Yeah. So the 7-day calendar actually goes back to Kemet, and when the invasion with the Hyksos and Greeks and things like that. So a lot of us migrated from Kemet and went to West Africa. Some of us kept certain things and some of us decided, or not decided, but whatever was told for them to do, then that's what.
Right, they follow that, yeah.
Yeah. So, so that's what Amma is. Amenti. So Amma Amenti came to me in a dream.
So, what's your name and what does it mean?
My name is Kosia, and my name means that I was born on the Sunday.
Nice. Love it. Hey, Tom.
My name is Antonio Delgado. Honestly, this is something that I need to start doing my own research on. However, I have heard that it's an Italian name, but I'm gonna have to include that in my research.
Okay. And you, mother?
My name is Elba Delgado, and I don't know what my name means.
My name is.
We already know what your name is.
Okay.
But you can.
Yeah, go ahead,
They
Jill.
know, huh? Okay.
My name is Giovanni, and the only information
I
I've
can't
ever.
hear you. I have.
Sorry, excuse me. My name is Giovanni, and the only information I've ever received about my name is that it translates to God's gift or Earth's gift.
Is that what it is?
That's what he says it is, yeah.
Okay.
God's gift.
Okay. And you, my sister?
My name is Erica, and honestly, I don't know the meaning to my name.
My name is Nandi, Queen of the Elephants,
Yes.
highly reverend.
Beautiful.
What's
And I
your
love
name?
your shirt, Sister Nandi.
Thank you.
That's the national animal of Cote d'Ivoire,
I know,
the elephant.
I know.
Beautiful. Okay, Baba,
What's your
came
name?
back to you now.
Oh, back to me? Okay.
Your name and what it means.
I have many names. So from,
No one. What's the main one that you use? All of them?
yes.
I say.
I'm known as Baba Jah-Sun, and the Jah has 2 dashes between the Jah and the Sun. And it means, the full name is Jahuti Ma'at Ra Ankh, which means divine wisdom and justice in balance shining bright, which manifests eternal life for the Ankh.
That's beautiful.
So divine wisdom and justice in balance shining bright, manifesting eternal life. Jahuti is the scribe of the gods, or Tahuti. Ma'at, the wings of justice.
Yes.
Ra, divine light. Ankh, eternal life. Jahuti Ma'at Ra Ankh. My other legal name is Montego Il Zamakali Bey. From the mountain, he goes to the bay with the sword of Ra generation. That's the Mama Kali, which is normally shown as a woman with like 6-7 hands. Death, resurrection, decapitated head, and the swords, Mama Kali. Like Mama Kali Stisson from the Kemetic or the eastern side. So it's basically dealing with death, burial, resurrection. The Ra generation.
Wow.
Because that happens to you every day.
Give thanks.
And so that's what I'm here to manifest, is to show you how to kill the part of you that needs to die, bad habits, blockages, limitation, and resurrect forever your eternity, your divinity.
Yes.
Give thanks.
And
Yes, ma'am. Kemet Maroon. The last name Maroon is my family are Maroons from Jamaica. And the Kemet came from, I was named after my father. The first name was Kelly. So I had to find a name that actually in numerology said Kemet, and my name on a vibration frequency as well as a wavelength, it comes out to Kemet. The same. They say when you say Kemet, it's like you're saying Kelly. They use the same vibration. So I'm just thankful.
Excellent.
Excellent. Thank you for being here.
Give time.
Now, the ones that don't know what the meaning of their name is, Baba, you said earlier that we should own the vibration of who we are through our name. So we should try to use a name that makes us feel like who we are and be proud of it.
Yes.
That's my grandson, my first son. I'm sorry, he is Eric. I forgot what his African name is. My daughter has several names. Anyango, something, yep, something. My grandchildren have all African names. They know what they mean. So, why don't you try to honor your African name? Is Crystal connected to your African name?
We're just gonna call her Alma, Sister Nandi.
Yeah, people call me Amma all the time.
Yeah, we're gonna change that.
Yeah.
Huh?
I think that's the name is more befitting of who she is.
Yeah. So, all I'm saying is think about what Baba was saying about let people know who you are through your name. And if I have offended anybody, I'm sorry, but this is what I feel. That you know who you are. You know how you live. You know how you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And you to just think about it.
Absolutely.
I was given my name by visiting Senegal, and the elders called me and told me you will be called Nandi.
That's beautiful.
And I've been telling people my name is Sister Nandi, Elder Nandi,
Yes.
and I'm very proud of it.
Absolutely. That's a beautiful name. So I got something to share with y'all alongside of that. When I went to Côte d'Ivoire last year, I also got an African name in Côte d'Ivoire.
Mm-hmm.
And my African name in Côte d'Ivoire is King Zuzu. And it means that I'm a blessing to anybody who comes to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time when I went to Ghana this year, they call me Kobina Etse. Kobina means born on a Tuesday.
Right.
And Etse means that when you talk to me, I don't have to listen to you. I have to listen to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that will tell me if you're telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, it's kind of,
That's
you
right.
know, Africa to me was just a confirmation of everything that I feel that my family and people around me are very uncomfortable with. They're not, a lot of people aren't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? To change, they're not ready for change. So I embrace my names. I embrace the name that, that I gave myself, but I also embrace my African names because they're part of who I am.
Yes,
I feel like, like I am a blessing to people who come in front of me because I always try to help people or whatever.
Sure.
And then I'm also not only a truth seeker, but a truth teller.
That's right.
So I know when people are, not being honest or, it's just something that I have. I don't know. And sometimes it's a blessing, but sometimes it's a curse. But I know. All I got to do is be in your presence. You don't even have to talk to me.
yeah.
I know where you're coming from. I know what direction you're coming from. So, yeah.
And
Yes, sir, brother.
No, I want to ask a question. So when you take that jihad and like go back to Africa, right? And individuals do give you a name. That's something that is something sacred.
yes,
Absolutely.
Because when I went to Morocco, they gave me a name, and I was, I received it while I was there, and I still carry it with me. I just didn't mention it today because I was in my head thinking about it like. But when you just said that, I was like, that's a beautiful thing, and she said the same thing as well. Individuals giving you these,
Well, according to what originally, your name is your energy,
La
your
Bella.
spirit.
Mhm.
So a lot, ancient times we did like naming ceremonies where we actually understand the child, and the name
correct.
reinforces the child's the reason why they came here. Do you get what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
In the Islam culture, it was just similar to that. They were doing something like they would name the child after the grandfather, like they bringing his spirit back. They always would name the child after the grandfather, the father's father.
Yes.
Well,
You-
Dr. Small says you are your parents.
Right.
I receive it.
They're honoring that again. 'Cause
I receive
remember,
it.
So, for example, my youngest daughter, who's now 8, Ayura, I delivered her home to my bed.
Give time.
We had a naming ceremony for her in Orlando, and it was traditional indigenous naming ceremony. We had about 75 people in white show up
Nice.
to welcome her to the community. It was done in Baba Tim's place, Tree Mass. It's a Nigerian brother, a good friend. He has a big center in Orlando.
Okay.
So the space also that we chose was important. This is a African center where you go in and it's called Three Mass. His logo is three African mass.
I know.
And it has all of the ancient cultural stuff in the building, from the art to the painting to the fabrics to the mud cloth. So even the place that we chose to do the naming ceremony was intentional. And then of course, Mama Ola BC, the priestess of our neighborhood in Orlando, she did all of the proper rites and everything, of the libation, we drum. And this is where we welcome my daughter in. And this is where we announce her name. Yura Morgaya Ayo Deli Bay, to the entire community. 75 people in white, fellowshipping, drumming, eating.
Yes.
So I've done this. This is 2017. Plan it, execute it, invite it, boom. People come sign. We had a signing book, almost like a wedding ceremony where everybody signed and they enter. And you have the spiritual water with the herbs and everything. And so this is traditional to welcome the spirit that is now take on flesh. But this is just an outfit that you wear. This is not the real you, but you are tapping into a bloodline to carry out your journey. So Earth, on my bio it says Earth called and I came. The Earth called and I came. So right in my bio on my website. People say, why do you say that? Because literally that's how it happened. I would float here in this position from a galaxy far away every night. My first 2 years on planet Earth, I had the same recurring dream for 2 years.
Oh wow.
Reminding me of from when I came.
Oh wow.
And I would travel every night to Earth, passing huge galaxies and quasars and nebulae and everything. And then I would finally come to Earth, and I would come straight down through the planet. Some nights I would go through the entire Earth, every sediment, every layer, all the way to the core, the inner sun, back out the other side of the planet, and keep going.
Wow.
I had that dream every night for 2 years, from birth to 2, to remind me so I never forget. So when I tell people at 3 that there's an inner Earth and there's entities that I interact down there, they told me I was crazy. They called me crazy child all my life. Now they're showing you movies with the inner Earth. They're taking you to the quantum realm, which I used to go when I was a baby. They're teaching you now, instead of the birds and the bees, they're teaching you with the ant and the wasp. Ant-Man and the wasp. Using the same stuff to teach you, because there's tons of entities living here. I've met a whole bunch of them. At least 13 different species. You think it's only man here? You're in shock of your life. I'd even go to, it wasn't until later they had a Hubble Space Telescope. They invented this thing called the Hubble Space Telescope.
Yeah.
And they started taking images. And one day I was walking through the store and I saw they had a calendar with all of the different pictures from the Hubble Space Telescope. All the images I was passing from birth to 2.
Wow.
And I used to hang it at my desk. I bought it for years. That was my calendar in my office. Showing you the pictures I used to see as a baby now being taken by the Hubble Space Telescope. From Zeta Reticuli and the Pleiades and all the places I was flying by from birth to 2 on the way here. So this is why I showed you. This is just an outfit. The name is the frequency, the vibration you put on. The earth has postings, like a job postings. And I would see them. When I came to the earth, they would be popping up all over the planet. And you pick one. If you pick one, boom, all of a sudden you go through like a tunnel and boom, you're inside a body. So based on the job you pick, you come into a specific bloodline to execute that job. That's how you put on a body.
And the job is the purpose, correct?
Correct. So the earth has postings, literally, for positions that need filling on earth. And you decided to fill a position here. That's why you're already born with a mission, a statement, and a purpose.
True, true.
You pick the job. That's the reason you're even here. Every planet has job postings. You have no business on the planet if you don't pick anything. How did you? It's like a building. Why are you in here?
Baby, I just want you to
You
know.
have to go to HR.
I posted that job that you got right now. Taking care of me, that was me.
Give thanks. Give
So
thanks.
this is why you're born into a bloodline.
Absolutely.
So this is why when people say, why is this happening to me? You pick the job. What you need to do is figure out what's your purpose, your mission, and your statement. Once you know those three things, if you never figure that out, you'll never be happy here. And I don't care what you go, you'll always have hell. Because you're reneging on your contract. You sign a cosmic contract to come to fulfill a job. And if you refuse to do the job, you're going to get punished. That's also written in the contract.
So that goes back to knowing thyself.
Correct. Why am I here? That is the number one question to answer. You know how many people got a private jet and $1 million office in Manhattan? They don't know why the hell they're here, and that's why they're not happy. They commit suicide. They strung out on drugs. They try to drink themselves to sleep every night. It's not about the materials. Once you know purpose, mission, statement, you'll be happy because now you can fulfill what you came to do, and it's not about the money. It's about you doing what you came to do.
Your purpose tonight, everyone that's here needed to be here
Yes, ma'am.
to hear what you had to say.
Thank you.
Now, I'm asking each one of the young here to express what they got, what they learned here from the elders. Speak when you get ready.
Okay.
Needing that once a week talk and needing that space. Because like you said, boots to the ground. If it's there, if you build it, and they will come.
Build it, and he's saying build it, and it will come.
Yeah, all the things that you're speaking of, once it gets in fruition and, the things happen the way they do. Because, yes, we have faith, but we know it's all about that work. So once we do the work, the faith it is just secondary. I don't have to have faith anymore because if I know myself, I gotta do my purpose. I know I have a certain amount of time. I don't know how much it is. So I can't play. Like you always told me, the children in schools are being suppressed. So they're being distracted. So they can't know themselves. So they can maximize. But once these places are there in place, and I'm not knocking the artist collective, but we need people from high and low places, if you know what I mean. They're in that position. We need 100 other different individuals that have the same probably manpower or the same reach, but it not even be connected to an artist collective. So it can still move on, even if, anything.
Still have access to
it. Yeah, because that's what happens all the time. And we just need our people actually to just go back to economics. I mean, you spoke about the elders, Marcus Garvey. His birthday just passed. So,
yes.
I mean, we on those kind of shoulders. So there's nothing that we can say that they didn't say already. It's just to do it. That's it. Just action. Action is the word.
Like your shirt says. Just do it. Like your shirt says. Like your shirt says. Just do it. And I wanna we were in the garden in Harlem, Marcus Garvey, a couple days ago.
Give thanks.
So it's that same energy. A great ancestor, runner, and all the UNIA members that helped to make even half of what he did possible.
Yes.
And why they created a whole department called the FBI just to COINTEL to assassinate him, attack his character. and therefore that's why we have to keep going north. I was a Garveyite from birth. First
Give
time I
thanks.
heard about him, I was maybe a year and a half, 2. They gave me something to read, and I'm about to the work he was doing, and many of the ancestors.
He's revered in Ghana. And W.E.B. Du Bois, he is completely revered in Ghana. They love him. They got a museum for him. You know, he was the first president of Ghana, Kwame.
Yeah,
Kwame.
Nkrumah was a big fan of his. He believed in a lot of the stuff that he was doing. So yeah, we have yeah.
So you know what I want to? Let's get back to that with the markers too. I don't want to drag that, but like you, a Garvey, like all of us, you know, we're here. Pan Africans in the building. Wasn't Elijah Muhammad before he even started that? He was a Garveyite, and the same thing with you remember Stuart Little, Malcolm X Father was a Garveyite. It is too as well.
Yes, of course.
And it was a Noble Jew Ali. Yes. And then what, you know, what is that? What is that right there? You know, because, you know, we bump heads a lot in our community now, yeah, because we have differences. But I realized all these 3 people had 3 mega things, and it seemed like they were still working together. You know, even Dr. King too got some from Garvey.
They understood what was happening. They understood that they were being, you know, maligned, and black people were being hurt. So when Garvey started that movement, he was serious. He wanted to take people to Liberia.
6 billion followers when it was up.
Yeah, no, he was
million. Excuse me, 6 million
during his time. But he was also feared, you know, because the rich white elite didn't want him doing the things that he did. They would have preferred that he took all the blacks with him. But there wasn't a movement because by then a lot of black people have bought into that colonialism. They accepted it. And then remember, black and brown people in this country have been always, from day one, they have always been ruled by fear, by acts of terrorism, by murder, by lynching. That's why sometimes when we say we stand on the shoulders of giants, we really don't understand what these folks went through, man. The things that they had to do. I mean, I remember reading like, I think it was from like 1915 to 1923, something like that. They lynched over 3,000 black people. And the sad part about that is that once again, the white people that did that called themselves Christians. They used to burn a black man or a woman, hang them and burn them alive, and then take pictures, and send them to their friends. Look what we did on Sunday, and send the pieces of the burned body as memorabilia. Something to remember by. And so once again, when I look at black and brown people calling themselves Christians and other names that have to do with some type of religion, it just reminds me of how short our memory is of things like that.
Thank you for sharing that and bringing that to remembrance.
Give thanks.
There is a gentleman, ancestor named July Perry. He was the first one lynched in the Ocoee massacre in Ocoee, Central Florida, next to Orlando.
Yeah.
And we had to fight for years to finally get them to put a plaque up downtown Orlando, close to the library, which is where he was lynched.
Salud.
Sorry, 2 words. Sorry.
So I was there when they erected the plaque. I was one of the drummers that led the procession into the library. For years I kept my drum. There was a copy of the program with July Perry's face on it in my drum. I traveled. Why is this important? There was a book called 100 Years of Lynching. It was a coffee table book. So it had pictographic.
Without Sanctuary,
right?
Is the name of that book. Yeah, I have it.
And what's interesting that needs to be highlighted for the youth to understand, and adults, they didn't lynch regular people. July Perry was one of the most successful businessmen in Ocoee. Wow. He led campaigns. So in order for them to take over this wonderful, wealthy, abundant town, they had to start killing off all of the people that ran the campaign. July Perry, they probably stole 300 acres of land from him alone. They claimed 300 people in the Ocoee massacre, drove them all out of town and took the town over. It wasn't until when we got the plaque put up a couple years ago, that the first brother was reelected into office. They still didn't give none of the land back. I just drove to Ocoee. We, in honor of July Perry, his Earth Day is lynching. Myself, brother Mike, Baba Malcolm, and this other brother went to the lake, and we did a libation that night under the moonlight for him.
Give time.
This is on my Instagram page because Mike just posted a video of the different things that we did last year.
Yes.
And one of the snippets in the video is me pouring the water and doing the prayer at the lake in honor of July Perry.
Wow.
That's on my Instagram page right now. So the coffee table book shows you that the people that were being lynched are not normal. We ran the South. A lot of the history that you're telling you is wrong. Purposely flipped around because it goes into that narrative again that they brought you here on slave ships. First of all, you're not a slave. Your ancestors were prisoners of war. POW, different word, different mentality, different visual. My job again as phonetic spirit is to put the words back in the proper phonetic tone.
And how many?
It's a Slav, not a slave. That's how you pronounce it.
How many black cities are under water and they have people living, white people living in those cities, and they're coming out being published that they have a lot of under land that are now parks and other places.
How many sisters?
Yes.
I don't know how many.
There's at least 100 that I've heard of.
It's a
In
lot.
my research alone, at least 100 major cities were flooded, burnt, destroyed. Some of them are still fully intact underneath. They built a dam.
Yeah.
In the in the late 1800s, early 19 teens, the government set about to do what's called this power grid program across the country. And there's always a deeper reason behind why they're doing what they're doing. So whatever they tell you they're doing it for, you can believe that's not the real
That's
military
not
operation.
the real
Exactly.
reason.
So when they set up this hydroelectric power program across the nation, it was specifically designed to dam and flood and bulldoze and build over a lot of our indigenous cultures. So for example, one of the dams that they did in North Georgia on the lake they call Lanier. Lake Lanier is just north of Atlanta. When you're heading up towards Chattanooga, you're gonna go to Lake Lanier. To this, right now, they always talk about how many people drown on Lake Lanier. People are always drowning in odd drownings. Then the history started coming out that the lake was haunted. Then people want to know why. Well, why the heck is the lake haunted? Finally, the truth comes forward that there's an entire town of our people still perfectly preserved and buried under the lake because they put a dam so they can dam and block up the water and cover the entire city. So they claim now the spirits, haunted spirits, are dragging people down and drowning them. But for years they never tell you why people were being drowned there because they didn't want you to go deeper. So Lake Lanier, like many other lakes, is sitting over an entire town with buildings still intact. You can go there in scuba gear and see a whole town under there. Just to get rid of us, they would put a dam and back up the water to flood the town. This has been happening across the planet.
And they're doing it now.
So if they didn't burn it down, they would flood it. There's still many towns intact on the many lakes. Lake Michigan, there's all these lakes across the country. A lot of those lakes were not natural, they were man-made. They create dams under the guise of creating hydroelectric power. Right? So that's the reason they claim they were doing this entire project across America.
Yeah.
There's even talk that the Hoover Dam out there in Nevada, Arizona,
Yeah, the
is
biggest one.
to block one of our ancient Kemetic cities. How many people here know that in the Grand Canyon, the Smithsonian found huge temple pyramid complexes
Yes.
with perfectly carved images that look like the pharaohs of Egypt, still to this day in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
They found sarcophagi showing you that you were already here 10, 12, 15, 30,000 years ago with the same exact culture that's over there. And that's why they blocked off huge areas of the Grand Canyon. You cannot go to this day. They nationalized it, put the land under National Guard. to force you not to go, so you don't know there's ancient.
They say you can get to Egypt through the Grand Canyon. You could just walk through.
Remember
That's why they don't want us there.
Remember I told you about how I used to travel inside the earth,
Yes.
and I met the people in the earth.
Yes.
I used to
The out of body experience.
I used to travel like you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, for example, there's an area. I'll give you something closer you can relate to. Years ago, I was trying to buy a piece of land in the island where the Jamaican company does business, and in the parish of Westmoreland.
Yeah, west
Of whose land?
More.
The Moors.
So that's why that westernmost piece is called West.
Moreland. Yes, man.
And where they did the handover, that parish is still called Hanover to this day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I read the maps. I read the earth speaks to me directly. So there's a little key off of, not too far from Negril. That key is called Moore Key. It's an island. Government tried to sell it to some private company many years ago. The people had an uproar, so they left it alone. It's a bird sanctuary. Moor Key. That little island is still there, off Savlamar. To the right of that is an area called Cave Westmoreland. So I started doing research. My cousin lives in Belmont, not too far from there. I was going to buy a piece of land. They had a 1 acre plot for sale where it's like 400 feet up above the ocean. You can look straight out. I was going to buy it to put a house there. I started doing the research. I was like, why is it called Cave Westmoreland? I started looking. They said, there's a cave. I said, oh, what is in the cave? So I started researching. They said the cave is an ancient opening into the inner earth. And in the ancient times, people were able to go down into the cave and walk all the way to Cuba.
What?
Under the ocean.
Damn.
What?
Now, the people went and blocked up the cave. They put boulders to block it, so you can't go in there. For your safety. That word right there.
For whose safety?
For the people's safety. The
Yeah.
government's looking out for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That word, you know how many people have been killed for your safety? Why do you think police cars have public safety written on it?
Okay. Safety.
Yeah, don't you feel safe when you see a police car?
Never.
Terrified.
No.
So, that word. So when I read that opened up my third eye to another level. That's why the Spirit sent me down that rabbit hole to go discover that in the ancient time, we used to walk from Jamaica to Cuba and back and forth under the ocean. Everything they're doing now under the guise of new technology is nothing but a reconstruction of what was already here. They got a tunnel from England to France. You can drive through. You got the Lincoln Tunnel, the Hunnell Tunnel. But I can tell you about a tunnel that's 50,000 years old that we made.
Give thanks.
All they're doing is making a modern version of what your ancestors already did.
Give
They
thanks.
just don't want you to know that you had the technology back then to do it.
Right.
Or that they're mimicking our ancestors.
So what I found is an ancient cave that goes under the ocean to Cuba from Jamaica, because all these islands are connected. All of them.
Give thanks.
So that's how we used to move things subterranean.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're moving stuff now.
Pyramids.
Underground.
Yeah, yeah.
Pyramids. How were they built?
Pyramids are built because we had vibration, sound, frequency, technology that can not only shape rocks, but make rocks float. There's a book
Give
called When Rocks
thanks.
Float.
Give thanks.
We can put gold dust and certain things on things and make it become
Levitate.
vibrational to the point where it starts humming, and the hum alone makes it lift. It's all about sound is everything.
I'm so
Frequency is
thankful.
Everything is frequency.
I'm so thankful.
So there's a for every wave, there's what's called an anti-wave. For every sign,
Ascend,
there's
descend.
a cosine. You learn sine, cosine, trigonometry?
Yes.
Simple. So you apply it to math, apply it to the earth. If I know the sine for
Ra,
the
set.
rock, I create the cosine, and now they cancel each other, and it starts to float.
Give thanks. Bob, I got a question. I don't want you to go too far. You spoke of when you were 2 years old and you had the same dreams that you were up until 2. Will we call that an out-of-body experience? Is that your consciousness that was traveling? Or were you astral planing? What were you doing? Talk to me.
Yes, the divine energy part of me, which cannot die, never exists, never was born, never died, which all of us have.
Mm-hmm.
All of us.
Okay?
All of us.
That part of you is reminding you, in my case, it was definitely, I asked myself, and myself answered me. So why was I having this dream for the first 2 years of my life? And the answer came very clearly, is so you would never forget why you came.
Give thanks.
Because that's the thing about me. I'm crazy enough to ask myself all the questions, and I get the answer. So I was like, why am I having this dream? He says, so you wouldn't forget. I wanted to imprint that in the body over and over and over for 2 years so you'll never forget. So it made sure it was recurring long enough so I can never forget why I came. I always came to share, to grow. The earth called and I came. The earth had, I could see the ads. Imagine a ball with like words shooting out of it in every direction. A million words coming at you. And that's how it was. It was like, hey, which one you want to pick? And apparently I picked somebody who's an educator and a healer or whatever.
Give thanks.
And then it based on the experience you want, it sends you through a certain bloodline.
All right now.
Because you have to come through a bloodline to finish unfinished business.
Ah.
It's almost like the positions that are open is unfinished family business. So look at it that way. So I'm going to be now put into this family to finish unfinished family business. So that's where the bloodline comes in. And they're showing you this stuff in the juvies now. By the way, Jew's a title of knowledge. And you're the real, I'm a Jew-L. The terms you're using, not to be disrespectful, but for example, they tell you you're black or white. But in reality, we shouldn't refer to ourselves as adjectives. We are proper nouns. A noun, a proper name of a nation, a tribe, is always a noun. So what they tricked you into doing now is we're talking in adjectives. White's an adjective and black's an adjective. But I'm not even properly addressing you. It's not proper parts of speech. I have to call you by your nation, your tribe, your tongue.
Yes.
Which is a noun. Like he said, Borinquen, that's a noun.
Borinquen.
Okay, or Moreno, that's a noun. But instead of me even addressing him as King of the Morenos, I go, hey, brown guy. What the hell? That's a disrespect. I'm not even addressing him as a noun anymore. I'm addressing him as an adjective. And then they flip the script. White means pure. Because in reality, nobody's really white. Let's be real. And nobody's really black, to be exact. You see? What they did was they flipped the script. So instead of the dark, what they call the dark matter, which everything comes from anyhow, they gave us, the reason they have you calling yourself black is so you'll fall under the Christian black codes. 1712, Code Noir, that they brought over here and put on the people in the so-called Louisiana theft that they call a purchase. They stole people's land. They didn't. It's
not for themselves.
You cannot buy sell land you didn't
own.
So the
Only
trick,
white people.
they write the lie they write in the book is that the French stole them the land, but then they also put there that the French didn't own the land. The French just gave them the right of non-compete, meaning we won't compete with you on the land. How can you sell the rights to non-compete something
If you
you don't
steal
own?
it from them or from us, it won't be a problem.
Right. So just to be clear, 1712. You can please look this up. Look up the code, Christian Black Code of 1712. They call it the Code Noir. Was brought and put over here from France in 1712, in the area they call Louisiana, under the Louisiana Purchase. It wasn't even so. It's when you say black, that you're black, you fall under that. Just understand. In the legal system, if you keep saying, if I have a rule that says I own monkeys, and you show up and say, hey, I'm a monkey, I just own you. That's what's happening when you say you're black. It's not even about complexion, because in reality, you're not. I can see you very clearly from your shirt. The two of you are not the same. Your top is black, you're not. So what am I really saying when I'm black? If you follow.
Yes, sir.
We're not talking about the experience. We're just attaching the wrong word to our experience. So it's best if you use power terms. If this is a power game, and you want a chessboard, you want to make power moves. I'm original. I'm an original man, original woman.
Give thanks.
You just trump everybody. Forget all these other garbage they talking about. Original. That's a word they don't want you to use.
Those are all the Johnny come lately.
Right. There's a term called original American. Did you know? It's on your passport application. That's the box I checked.
Hey, Baba,
Original.
this is a great segue for us to take a break because there's two things I gotta say. The first one is I would like to take a smoke break because I'm getting a little stomachache and that relieves it.
Sure.
And then the other thing is, man, I'm really, really concerned right now, man. Because we all down here, who's keeping an eye on that soup? Is that soup getting cold or what?
No, I'm about to go get that ready for us right
Oh, okay,
now.
because I was going to say,
Who
man.
you think the ancestors are keeping an eye on that?
I don't know smart enough
Anybody
about
even think about they get smacked around. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got one. Hey,
Bathroom is right down here.
Baba Jah-Sun. One more thing. Because you're hot right now. That Daddy Kasike hot.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, that you said those are adjectives. So you said this is not even the real. This is our earth suit, yeah.
Right.
So that consciousness, that seed of conscious, is our true self.
Correct.
So the consciousness doesn't have a gender, yeah, or any nationality.
The consciousness works through principles. Principles, gender and nationality are principles of consciousness. There's a book called The Ki Ba Lion. But they don't pronounce it that way.
Yeah.
They say Ki Balian. So,
Yeah.
so I'm just giving them this and then I'm gonna
Give thanks.
Yes. Now,
Mama
the
says so.
terms that we're using, one of the big mispronunciations is the word slave. There's no such word named slave. The proper spelling and pronunciation is Slav. And the reason they don't want to tell it to you that way, because as soon as you hear it that way, you're going to make the right connections. So, is your people Slavic?
No.
Do you have anybody from Slovenia?
Well,
No. So why the heck you keep calling your ancestors Slav?
It's the acceptance of white supremacy and racism.
See, they were actually the Slavs. There's a book called They Were Slaves and They Were White. To show you the first people brought here in indentured servitude was them, from the Slavic regions. I'm going to give you another connection. No, go ahead.
I'll remember.
No, you sure? No, go ahead.
Okay.
I don't want you to forget.
People talk about, I hear people talk about it, saying how we had white Slavs first.
Yes.
So can you talk about it?
White sock, because, okay,
You
sure.
said black people started.
So the indigenous people, original people,
You're talking about this country, Crystal.
right,
The people who were born here.
originally,
Yeah, but I'm talking about before that.
Mhm.
Just, you know, it's.
well, you had different waves of people that come through. Now, the original people, melanated people like yourself, were the first people here, already here. In some cases, the later Caucasian people wanted to come and do business here, but they didn't have the money to invest. So in some cases, what they did was they took people in their society who they thought was lower than the lesser of them, and they sent them to work on their benefit. Those were the first indentured servants, working in what the corporate areas at that time, the word they gave it was colonies. So the 13 original colonies were really 13 original areas for corporate business, based on trade, based on treaties. They weren't supposed to be anywhere else. Just those 13 little regions. Today we may call it a free trade zone or something like that, just to give you reference. So there was 13 of them set up originally for allowing them to do business, to build up themselves. And what they did was they sent the poor, the downtrodden, the people in their prisons, they sent them over here to do work, to get rid of them from Europe. So that's actually how the first Slavs got here. That's why there's a book that we write it contemporarily today, that they were slaves and they were white. So they came to work the debt off that they couldn't pay, which they refer to as a tribute or a penance. Okay? So in Georgia, for example, the state of Georgia, which is linked to Georgia in Germany and Georgia in Russia, everything on that side of the bloody Red Sea is over here. Every name, every city. Everything is a mirror image.
So you above, so below.
So you have Russia. The capital of Russia is Saint what?
Petersburg.
But guess where my cousin lives in Florida? St. Petersburg.
My family's
And her son lives in St. Petersburg. So you're beginning to see the name here? There's a place called Naples in Italy. Well, just below St. Petersburg is Naples, Florida. There's a place called Valencia, Spain. Well, just outside of Orlando is Valencia. I used to live next to Valencia College in Orlando. Making a connection for you. Everything there is here. There's Paris, Texas. There's the Hermitage, Tennessee, where a copy of the Parthenon exists. If you go to Nashville, Tennessee, there's an exact replica of the Parthenon from the Greece of Acropolis with Athena inside. Why would we have that over here? I thought that was just Greek history. See? So I'm connecting the dots for you. They call Tennessee and Georgia the Athens of America, or they have the Parthenon and the Acropolis. Okay, so I'm connecting the dots. So this is why, so in some cases they would send the people who were considered lower dregs in their society. They got rid of all the freeloaders, the people in the prison. They empty out all of that so they didn't have to take care of them over there, and they shipped them over here to work off debt. But remember, how did you get in prison there? You had debt to the king or the queen, and they would put you in the dungeon when you couldn't pay. So now, because they were owing the queen a debt, the queen and kings would send them over here to work off the debt in the field. So Georgia is actually labeled, part of Georgia, the state of Georgia, is labeled as a penal colony. You can go look it up yourself. Penal to who? To Caucasians from Europe. They would ship them to Georgia and work them.
Yeah.
They don't want you to know all of this issue because, wait a minute, I thought you brought me here as a ship. No, you were the bloody one in the belly of the ship.
And that's and the other point that I would make about that, Baba, is that first of all, you're correct. But the thing that separated that kind of servitude
Oh yeah, it wasn't
from
barbaric.
chattel slavery
Correct. Exactly.
is the fact that these were called indenture servants.
Correct. They work off the debt. So once you pay the debt, you are free.
Right, and that debt, they couldn't hold you, and it was 5 or 7 years, but they couldn't hold you more than that.
Oh yeah, yes.
Those were the standard.
We had different rules because
Exactly.
remember now, it wasn't based on, it was an individual debt, not a generational curse.
Yes,
So once you work to pay that off, it had nothing to do with your children.
That right there.
and you were free.
You understand? So there's a big
And,
difference.
and that's the other
So
difference.
we want to be clear.
That's the other difference. You pay the debt, not your kids.
Right.
But see that there was a time period. But with chattel slavery, it was a forever.
Right,
And it
remember,
was intergenerational.
Right, but what we're calling chattel slavery, I'm trying to correct that for people so they use the right term. Prisoner of war,
I agree.
not
Yes.
chattel slavery.
Prisoners of war.
So because
Yes.
there was an ongoing war to subdue you, to kill you off with genocide
Yes.
and steal your entire land, that's why it never ends. Because
definitely
how you
the
gonna make it
appropriate
end?
term.
The minute you end it, you have to give the land back.
Definitely the
That's why
appropriate
that's the
term,
difference.
brother.
Our ancestors are not in slavery. Their land was being invaded and they were being genocided so the land could be taken over. That is why there is no term limits on that, because they always want to take the land over.
So
If they were to stop at any point, they would have to give back all of America back to us.
So, brother, I would ask you a question then. I would ask the group a question. So, if our people came here, and the ones that were here were subjected to the same prisoner of war mentality, what makes us free today? We're still at war.
Of course. That's why I make sure I use the right term.
Yeah.
Prisoner of war.
No, that's the correct term for real.
It's
Yes.
not, you don't have a slavery. No, you didn't go to slavery. Slav, once again, Slovakia, Yugoslavia, Slovenia, any of those things, unless you have actual bloodline. Now, some of them have blood, some of us do have bloodlines from those places.
Absolutely.
But if you don't, what we have to stop doing is broadcasting that word across everybody else.
Yes.
Let me give you another connection. The word Swartzen means powerful.
Oh,
I'm going to connect it for you. There's a man who's a powerful nigger. His name is Schwarzenegger. Does he apply to you? No. Stop using these terms. He actually is bred as a powerful nigger. He's from Poland. He's from the area he's from. They had people who were bred to do serious work. Huge 7-foot people that were beasts of burden. They pulled plows like oxen.
Yes.
So his term is like he's highly exalted. He's like, wow, he's a Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it means powerful nigger. That's literally what he named Arnold Schwarzenegger. Famous all over the world. That's what a nigger looks like. Stop calling your people niggers.
Sister Nandi, the light came on.
That's what niggas look like. If you got somebody like that in your family, stop using these terms.
The light came on.
He's a white guy.
And that's why they use. That's why
A
they use
moment
him.
of illumination.
That's why they use him for Mr. Olympia, and he's a Schwarzenegger. But here was the funny part, though. Here was what was funny. He was powerful, on top of the world, 7-time Miss Olympia, and one woman from Jamaica made him bow to his knees. Her name is Grace Jones.
All right.
Couldn't mess with her. He said, that's the toughest
All right.
chick. He said, man, this lady is something else, boy. In real life, that lady is
Well, listen,
She
Grace
revolutionized France when she went to France. They ain't never been the same since Grace Jones.
No.
They put her in the movie with him. He met her.
Yeah.
They literally, Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
She was the one that fought against
Yeah.
Grace Jones, the lady from there, the goddess from Jamaica.
Yeah, she was amazing,
What
man.
movie was that?
Conan the Barbarian.
Conan the
And
Barbarian.
they tell you who the
80s
barbarian-
movie.
Listen, they telling you who the barbarian is in the movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then later on, they flip the script telling you you're the barbarian. That you're the one eating people. And you're the one cooking people. But they told you in Conan the Barbarian who the real barbarians were. So this is why I'm saying the history is right in front of your face.
Yes,
If
it
your
is.
third eye is
Yes,
open,
it is.
my third eye is open, so I see all the Juvies. Jew, once again, is a degree of knowledge, not a people. We're the Jewels. Il, they, Ali. So we're the Jewel. The Jewel is in the crown of the Most High. Where do you put the jewels? In the crown.
And
So we're the
Most
head.
High. And
The Most High Jew, L. So they flip everything around. They steal your identity to go take your land, telling you they're the Jews. You are the original of high degree. It's a degree. Jew is a degree. Once you attain it, you know who you are, you know your purpose.
Mhm.
It's like masonry. You attain a degree of knowledge. So they flip that and make you think now Jew is a religion and that they own it and they're holy somehow because no, it's knowledge. We are the original El Jew, Jew-El. See? So I have El in my name. It means Elohim, which means divine light. They flip everything around. The Karas, K-R-S-T, means anointed one. How do you become anointed? You find your purpose, your mission, your statement.
That's right.
You answer the call.
And so
When you answer the call, how do everybody answer the call? They say, halo. What is a halo? Ring of light around your head. When you answer the call, you're now a saint. You got a light around your head. That's what a saint looks like. You're sanctified. So this is all the teachings they don't teach you. So they show you a book with people with rings of light around their head. Those are the people who answer the call. Every one of us has a calling. Every one of us answer the call. Every one of us gets a light. You get a ring around of light. Because you go, hello. That's how you answer the phone. Hello. So when you answer your own mission, your own statement, while you're here, you're now a saint. You're on the divine journey. That's what a saint is. One who's on the divine path. It's not some fiction thing. That's the thing. They took it and made it fictitious. No, I'm making it back real. Every one of us on your path is a saint. You are holy walking. Walking your holy journey. It's meant for everyone. So there's a temple in ancient Ethiopia, named the land, the temple of Karas. K-R-S-T. Not no C-H-R-I, all this other. That's a miscorruption. They didn't even have C's at one point. They had K's. So K-R-S is pronounced Karas or Karas. Karas. If someone with a deep Ethiopian accent say it, it will come out. What is the temple of Karas? Temple of Karas has a man and a woman on the temple with the big froze and everything. And I asked my good friend from Ethiopia that I work with at Sikorsky, and he says, this temple is built to show you that this is a point of attainment for everyone. Everyone's supposed to grow into their Karas. It's a position, not a person. It's almost like a rank. You must attain Karas. Means you attain your higher self. Seek and attain your higher self.
Yeah, you attain
All ancient cultures have this. Whether you're Buddhist, Taoist, Taoist, I don't care. They all, whether you from the Hopi Nation, the Choctaw, they all have the same exact principle. Your goal here is to get to your higher self, which is what they call Karas. Karas means energy comes up the body.
Come on.
Kundalini rise.
Yeah.
To the activate the
Pineal.
in the mind. The pyramid in the mind is pineal, hypothalamus, and pituitary. Three
Give
master
thanks.
glands. Also referred to as the three wise men.
Give thanks.
Also refers to as gold, frankincense, and myrrh. They show up when you what? Are born again.
Give thanks.
Oh, we have heard the story before. Somebody born again and three wise men came with gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Give thanks.
Say,
All happening in your head, not somebody's bed.
Oh, they call that Christ consciousness, yeah.
Ah, you see? So all of that happens in your head. It doesn't happen in a manger.
Give
and a bed.
thanks.
I'm going to say it again. It happens in your head, not in a manger with a bed. Three wise men show up with gold, frankincense, and myrrh to witness the birth of Karas.
Give thanks.
So they steal your whole story and they
Give
send you
thanks.
some other story to get glory. So now you're believing in something external instead of
Internal. Give thanks, God.
And the 3 pyramids of Giza is built to represent that. It's inside of you. 3 wise men. Pineal, hypothalamus, pituitary.
Mm-hmm.
Gold, frankincense, myrrh. Also refers to as the 3 kings. You can buy it and burn it in your house. On a piece of coal. Aromatherapy. Transformation. Okay? So I'm sharing this with you, the basics, because the basics is not what's taught to us, and we keep running around falling for external eyes instead of internal lies. Internalize everything.
Give thanks.
Internalize everything. You are karas.
Give thanks.
If you want to see God, get a mirror.
I receive it.
You are.
If you want to see God, get a mirror.
I receive it.
Worship nothing outside of yourself. That's why he says, I am a jealous God. Worship no other God beside me. Make sure you say that when you're looking in the mirror.
Give thanks. Give thanks. Can I ask a question, Baba? Rastafari.
This is very important. It's not about the ego. Ego, but it's about, you need ego, but don't fall for ergo. Ergo means to err. So ego is important, but you keep it in check.
Can I ask you a question? You right on it, Baba. Because it's the fight between ego and consciousness, yeah?
Yeah.
So how do you... So being on your purpose would avoid you from being so egotistical? Or is this something you have to be humble, find that meekness? How do you work that? Because it's all they say it's always fight. This is a spiritual experience, yeah, but the consciousness is always fighting against the flesh. You know?
Once again, that's another narrative based on Western.
Okay.
I don't even want to call it Western sometimes because indigenous people was already here that didn't practice that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say that's a parasitic mentality.
Give thanks.
What parasitic?
Like eat
Parasitic
vampire.
meaning they keep telling you about fighting with yourself when in reality it's not an either or, it's an and.
Ooh, I receive it.
It's not either or, it's and. Meaning the fish can live in the dirty water at the same time. Matter of fact, if the water's not a little dirty, the fish dies.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. Fish can't live in pure water.
Ooh.
So you have to have some ego that you need to balance
Give thanks.
in order to even get things done.
Oh.
It's not an either or, it's and.
What is that? Oh, yeah. So that's the Ra and Set.
Correct.
All right.
Or the Tahuti Ma'at.
Yeah.
Get it? Right.
Yeah.
So, or as we would say over here, the Great Spirit, you have to have the wolf and the snake.
Yeah.
Or the eagle and the bear. Or
Yes.
the dragon and the fox. All right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a famous quote in American indigenous history where the father, a son goes to the chief and he asks the chief, how do I figure out my life? How do I figure out what to do in life? And the chief responds, well, inside of you, there's 2 wolves. There's a good wolf and a bad wolf. And the son says, well, how do I figure out which one to feed? And he says, well, whichever one you'd like to win. Whichever one you feed is the one that wins. So in other words, he's letting you know you have 2 opposing forces inside of you, what we may call good and evil. Whichever one you feed the most wins, because the strongest wolf is going to devour the other wolf.
That's right.
So it's not about getting rid of both wolves. He's telling you, your nature already comes that way.
Yeah.
You come with 2 wolves. You have to choose which one to feed the most. It's not the real one wolf. Just feed the one you want to win. And that will take its course. The other wolf serves a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Just like your bad habit serves a purpose. Because without the bad habit, you wouldn't have anything to work on.
I receive
You
it.
wouldn't have anything that you have to overcome. Which is how you become strong. You wouldn't have anything to be brave. You wouldn't have any reason to be courageous. You would have nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of, we keep thinking of a world where the dark doesn't exist. You need both light and dark.
Yes.
That's what the book of the Kabbalah teaches you about.
Balance.
That the principles are there for a reason. They give you a life purpose and meaning. Without challenge, you become weak.
Yeah.
Without
Give thanks.
gravity, your bone would melt. When they put people in space too long, their bones fall apart. They have to come up with ways for them to work out on the space station. So think of the things that pull on you. Right? Think of it as gravity. It helps to make you strong. Just like gravity makes your bones strong. Just like gravity. Without gravity, your bone will literally start liquefying. You become a jellyfish. You have no bones without gravity. So look at that different way. This is how the indigenous people look at things. This is why we didn't stress about stuff. We see that everything is part of the great creation.
Nature.
Everything works together.
Nature.
What they call the yin and the yang, or the negative and the positive. You have an outlet right here. Without the negative and the positive, the electricity cannot flow. The light would never come on. If you break off one side of the plug and only plug one side in, no electricity. You need both the negative and the positive. And the ground. And the ground, which is the tree. That's mother, father.
There we go. There we go.
Mother, father.
And child. The child is the ground.
Okay.
Because you need grounding. If the circuit is not ground, everything would blow or fuse. This is from the divine. This is what they say. The Trinity is always present. Mother, father, and child. But in their system, they take the mother out.
Give thanks.
They want her to be invisible. So they replace her with Casper the Friendly Ghost. They call it Holy Ghost. Nobody see what the hell the woman look like.
And, you know, just to add to that, Baba, I think also that at some level, I think that, you know, any religion that excludes the woman is there's some sort of homosexuality.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because I just came from Africa.
It's imbalance. That's an imbalance.
And they all the African cultures all believe this. That humanity started with a woman.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? There's no debating that. And so in Western, what they call Western religion or Western society, there's no room for the woman. You know, white men think that their daughters, their mothers, and their wives are whores. And that they're only there to make kids and to cook and clean or whatever, right? You go to Africa, man.
No.
The first thing you notice is how elevated the woman is held at all levels.
That's why it's not just Africa. That's what I'm saying.
All
Even
indigenous.
all the indigenous people here practice that. All
The
over
women
the
are
planet.
revered.
All over the planet.
In my
All the
community,
indigenous people.
we had caciques. Cacique is with a C-A-C-I-Q-U-E. It means what the white people call chief. It means warrior. It can mean elder, shaman, wise man. You know, it can mean a host of things. But some of the more famous caciques in the history of caciques were women.
Of course.
You know, so we don't hear about that in white society like that.
Correct.
You know, they're the women are, and so in a lot of respects though, when we take a deep analysis or a deeper analysis of it, when you look at things like the civil rights movement, you never hear about the women that did all the work.
A lot of
They did most of the work.
And behind the scenes.
You always hear about Martin, and you hear about all these other famous people, right? All the men in the civil rights movement. But the women actually did most of the work.
You right.
They did all the planning, they did all the organizing. They're the ones that kind of propelled it.
Yeah.
Kept it going.
Of course. Same thing
Made
with
the food.
Same
Give
thing with
thanks.
UNIA. The United Negro
Come on with it.
Association, a lot of the women
Come on with it.
were the which makes sense though. When you understand nature,
Yes.
remember, if you follow divine nature, follow divine law, all law, they corrupt that word too, try to corrupt it, but I fix it back. That's my job. So the universe is run by laws, and all of the laws together is really what we're calling creator, great spirit. So it's all law, all of the laws, and you're a representation of all law.
Come on with it.
So in the UNIA, the women are supposed to organize and multiply because that's what she does in nature. We just need to give her the right credit for that. Just like in nature, you donate a teaspoon of something, she give you back 9 pounds 9 months later, right? She's the one magnify all that. You only made a small deposit.
Mm.
Buy
She grew a
her
whole
house.
baby like you.
Buy
Yes.
her house, she'll create a
Yeah,
home.
that's the
Just-
huge
Right.
return
So that-
on your investment, man.
Ah, so in that same principle is everywhere in society.
Give
also.
thanks. Give thanks.
You-
On every level.
You make a deposit of inception, you come up with an idea, you need her to magnify it.
Come on.
Yes.
They understand this principle, which is why they corrupted the women first, because and nothing that they're doing can work if they also don't give it to the women to multiply.
Yes.
This is why there's a saying that no nation can rise higher than the standard of his womb man.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's where that statement comes from. You want to raise the standard of a nation, you must raise the standard of the woman. Because the woman's one multiplying everything.
Mm-hmm.
She's the natural multiplier.
Absolutely.
That's why she's a bank.
Yes.
That's what banks are based off of. Her.
Give thanks.
She has the vault, the sacred vault, where you put all the treasure.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to store stuff that's valuable, you put it in the womb.
DNA. Most valuable.
Carry it
Most
forward. She
valuable.
is the bank.
Wow.
She is the vault.
Give thanks.
She's the keeper of the treasure.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, your country, your land, one of the reasons they changed it from Borinquen to Richo Porto, Puerto Rico, Rich Port, is because when they came there, they met these beautiful melanated sisters with lots of gold rings around their neck and their arm. And you
Yes.
chopped all their heads off and their arm to get the gold rings, bangles off of them. So they said, man, there was so much gold, they call it the Richo Porto. The rich port, Puerto Rico. But they beheaded the women and chopped off their head because they kept all the treasure of the family. The women wore the family jewels. Not the men, because she's the bank. Where do you put money? In the bank. So the wealth was carried in gold bangles on the arms and around the necks.
You cut their arms off?
Yes. Chop off their hands and their head to get all the bangles off their head.
Oh,
So they beheaded them. Because all they cared about was, oh my God, look how much gold they got.
Yeah.
Well,
So we need to tell that story too.
Yeah,
They
true.
slaughtered us as soon as they came in. They started genociding us in the islands because the women had so much wealth that they walked around with. They were so adorned, jewels and everything,
Mm-hmm.
precious gold pieces, bangles with different carvings and everything on the ankles. She carried the wealth of the family.
Mm-hmm.
You give it to her. This is where the Jetsons came from. He come home, he hand his wallet to his wife. She didn't back $1 out of it, and she take care of everything else.
yes,
My
George
grandfather,
Jetson.
this is how the men used to be. They come home, hand the whole check
That's
to
a
the woman.
fact. That's a fact.
They used to hand their whole check to the woman,
My
because she the
father-
bank. So you put your money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't seen as giving away my money to my wife. No, she's
She
the
knew
bank.
to do
So
with it.
here, she would say, okay, you take this
Yep.
to go hang out with the boys and shoot some
Good.
pool, and I'll run the house with the rest.
And don't ask me about my money.
And she would manage everything.
That's how.
Give thanks.
She managed because she knew how much rice, flour, how much you need. She knew everything. She's the one that kept the books for the house. She had a paper bag and she wrote down the grocery list. So she knew everything they had to buy, every pound, every ounce.
Yep.
So
Ma
you
Ma
give her the
Nandi,
money.
that's how your grandmother ran the.
My grandmother was like that.
That's how your grandmother ran the business. Your grandfather worked and came home and gave him the check, and then she spread it out.
Yep.
Yeah, in my family, my mother, my father was he worked for Denton and Pop. That was a auto place,
Auto repair shop.
auto repair shop. And he took this check, cashed it, gave her the money. She gave him, said, "Ask what you want." And he said, "What you want it? That's my business. And you take this and run the house."
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And she multiplied. She knew how to, what was needed. He didn't know what was needed because he wasn't the one buying all the groceries and stuff. So he gave her the money.
Yeah.
She ran everything. And she always saved some that she probably didn't tell nobody about. She had a rainy day account. So if things went sideways with him, she had money put to the
Right.
side that she could
Right.
run stuff with.
Right. And
She
then-
saved. That's why, it's different mentality. They weren't built for just spending. She knew how to manage the house and even had a special savings account that she didn't tell him nothing about. So let's say he loses his job 5 years later, you get injured on the job.
There's money in the bank.
She had money being put aside for the last 5 years that could
Yeah.
run things for a couple months till he gets back up and running on his feet and get able to go back to work. The wife did all of that.
They don't make them like that no
She
more.
the bank.
Virtuous woman.
She the accountant. That's what they say. He who finds a virtuous woman finds the best thing.
Not true.
That's called a virtuous woman.
Yeah.
They don't make them like that no more, Baba.
No, they do. We're not
They
even gonna
don't
put
make
that out
the
there.
men like that no more,
I'm just
Baba.
kidding.
That's true. No, they do. They're just not as popular, but they
Where
make
they
men like
at?
that. They make men like that.
Yeah, they do.
Going back to the strength of the women,
Because I worked.
Amy Garvey pushed out
13 years,
Garvey
she
work.
paid a bill. For 13 years, she never
Yeah.
paid a bill.
She published
Every
it.
single thing.
Well, you know, all the famous revolutionaries.
And he just got
He had to
pardoned.
work.
Julius just got a pardon for Marcus
They make
Garvey.
men like that.
Yes.
Julius got a pardon for Marcus Garvey.
That's incredible.
His son. Give thanks to Julian, man.
But in my country, there was a brother named Albizu Campos who's highly regarded as one of the more important figures in the independence of the island. And he had a couple sayings that he was famous for. And one of them was, the law of love and sacrifice does not permit absence.
Say that again.
Yes, that's right.
The law of love and sacrifice does not permit absence. And then the second one, which I think is his most famous quote, is, without our women, there will be no revolution.
Of course. Ashe.
So, you
Ashe.
know, and this is just one more time
Ashe.
to illustrate the importance that African and indigenous communities place on their women. Now, conversely, during slavery, white women killed more blacks or more Africans than anybody.
Why?
And they killed children, disciplining them because it was their husband's children with
the
the
black one.
with the prisoners of war.
Prison of war, correct.
Prison of
Being raped.
war.
That's right. Use that right term.
So check
That's
this
right.
out now.
That's right.
Let me finish now. So today, 90% of teachers in America are white women.
Mm-hmm.
Still, that's right.
And so we don't talk about that. And they went from killing us to teaching us in the same sentence. And we never talk about that. Now, if you look at Donald Trump today, the three most disrespectful, spiteful, hateful, racist, ignorant crackers on his team are three women, three white women. The first one is Pam Bondi. That's like his lapdog. She does whatever he says. Whatever he says is the law. No matter what the law. If the president says he could do it. The second one is his press secretary. I ain't never seen a more lying cracker than her in my life. And then of course the last one, I think her name is Christy Nome, and she's the director of Homeland Security. She's the one that sent all these animals loose on people, and she's ripping families apart, and you know they're throwing parties about that, and they're talking about there's nothing more American than ripping a mother from her kids and deporting them. So, and let me finish. All these people call themselves Christians. So once again, black or African and indigenous people, please be careful on the names that you use to describe yourself, because you may be supporting something that you're not aware of.
Correct. But that's why
You know what I'm saying?
what
So,
I
yes.
said earlier is that they've taken over all the different spiritual systems and then did a spin on them. So now today when you say Christian, that's why I gave the historical.
Yes.
But the Karas
Yes.
from ancient Ethiopia, right? Which predates, quote unquote, modern day Christianity.
Yes.
Just like Islam, I gave you the principles of what Islam is before it got corrupted into what people are confusing Islamic principles with Arab culture, two different things.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
The principles of Islam
Yes.
is dealing with ancient way of nature, of you. I, self, law, am master. Islam. Who did it say is the master?
I
So who you supposed to be following?
self.
And the laws of nature.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
The greater part of self. Because outside is still self.
You said Allah,
Right.
Allah.
Which means the earth, the air, the father, the water, the 90 to the protozoa, the sun, the earth, the sunshine, the breeze. It's still all you. It's
Give
all
thanks.
law.
Arm, leg, arm, head.
Which is you. This is you. You. 5-pointed star.
Give thanks.
Arm, leg, arm, head. Allah.
Give thanks.
Allah. ALLAH. I am Allah in the flesh. You the 5-pointed star.
Yeah.
That's why we put it on a flag. Red flag and carry around. So you are so much more.
Give thanks.
More is a way of writing in words what the symbol looks like. This.
Infinity.
Call it infinite. When it's standing up is 8. When it's laying down in water, it's infinite. Same 8. See? So you have a symbol that means forever, and you have a word that means forever. More. Oh, I think I got it. Nope, there's more. I can't get to the end of the numbers because there's more. So that's what did they call us at one time?
More.
Mars.
And what do they call us that? Because they can't get enough of us.
That's right, more. That word, because there's always us. They can't get rid of us.
Give
the
thanks.
first, the beginning, the ending, the beginning with the alpha, with the omega, with everything.
I receive it. I receive
So,
it.
and we also are the ones that bring the vibe, the frequency, the love, the music, the culture, the everything. So that's why they say, if you want to have a party with them, it's amore. If you want to, they bring love, mi amor.
And it's more.
Baba, I gotta ask this question right here since we talk about it. We were just talking about that consciousness. These were Zungas that we're talking about. Did we call them Zungas or we were calling them different names?
Mm-hmm.
People that don't look like us with the same pigment. White people or Caucasian.
What we would call Caucasian for now.
Yeah, these Caucasian people.
Mm-hmm.
Did we say that they don't have any rhythm, like vibration, certain things? But I'm trying to get to the part of we got consciousness as African people, more people. What do they have?
They have just a different frequency. Remember, you have
Do they have
spectrum.
do they have a consciousness though?
Yes, some do, many do. But remember, you have different frequencies being expressed from creation. Creation is the infinite possibility of all.
So it's energy. It's energy.
Correct.
Okay.
So think of it this way. Think of the outfit that you're in as an expression, a cymatic expression of a sound wave. Everything's cymatic. So even the body is an outward projection of music, sound.
Yes.
So think of your body that way. And think of the body that you're in, the composition you're in, the DNA, as being a certain orchestration, a certain orchestra of certain sounds coming together. So he might be Beethoven 5th Symphony, I may be the 3rd Symphony, you may be, you see what I'm saying? Imagine if you are literally a piece of sheet music.
But, so maybe I'm asking it wrong. Because
So everything is.
are we the same? Are we the same? Because I heard
No,
about.
that's what I'm telling you. You have different pieces of sheet music. Think of yourself as a piece of sheet music.
Okay.
I know where you're going with that, brother. And
So you have frequency. One second. I just want to
Yes,
make sure
absolutely.
he understands. You have frequency that comes to the earth based on where the vibration and everything is. You have experiments that were done on the planet. Remember, I told you before. There's many species here. You have experiments that were done.
Okay.
Where different energies and frequencies were put together in different combinations.
Give thanks.
And as a result of that, this is why you see the different diversities. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was good, and the Word was without end. And the Word was banging, so they call it a Big Bang. So this is where now you get terms like the mixture of the different words, mixture of the frequencies. They talk about the island of Dr. Moreau, where they mix certain things together in laboratory. Out of that, in some books they talk about it from the Enki and Enkel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Depends on which book you want to come from.
Okay.
But they all have a story, an origin story.
That's
In the Bhagavad,
Yes,
in the
yes.
Bhagavad Gita and the Upanishads, they have a book story for that.
Yes.
Of Ra and Rudra
Yes.
and Shiva, Ganesh, and
Yeah.
Shakti.
Man, those are so deep, man.
All right. So
But you saying it's all the same thing
studied
though?
over there.
You saying it's all the same depending
I told
on
you I studied the 8 major religions in
you did.
1992.
You bring me back. I'm so thankful.
I studied the 8 major religions. In
I'm so
1992,
thankful.
I was taking a
Divine number.
college
That's
class
Christ's
studying
number.
this stuff.
Christ's
Yeah.
number.
So I was already the spiritual. Take this class. It's gonna prepare you for your journey, so you can deal with everybody. So that's why I can deal with everyone.
That's what it is.
No matter what background. Last night, the guy from the Uber guy, he's from Pakistan. We had such a great conversation in the car with him. He's like, "Oh my God, you know this stuff?"
Come
He said, I
on.
almost never meet anybody that knows this stuff. I was like, "Hey, my Pakistani brother, how you doing?" Because he's like, "What?" He's like, "I can't believe you." I studied this
That's a
stuff,
blessing.
So I can relate to people. I don't care
Come
where
on.
they come from.
Come on.
Study so that I show them that all the religions got you divided, so they can use you against each other.
Give
But if
them.
you go back far enough, they all saying the same
I the
stuff.
said thing.
Don't fall for the remix. Go back and study the ancient stuff. They're all talking about you are part of nature. You're not separate from nature. That's why you hug a tree. That's why you walk barefoot. That's why you're not quick to kill the animals. That's why you worship the sun, the trees, the river, the breeze, the everything. All of the original people did this.
Give thanks.
No matter where you find them on planet Earth. They had to corrupt that. Because if they didn't corrupt that, they couldn't get you doing all the crazy stuff they want you to do.
Give thanks.
So all we have to do is go back home and start recognizing you are part and parcel of creation. That's where Islam, I, self, law, and master, or original Christianity. I'm the Karas, not Chrast.
Okay.
I'm the Karas, meaning I'm the divine energy, having an earthly experience, and my purpose is to find my purpose, my mission, my statement, and answer my own call, pick up my own phone when it's ringing.
I receive it.
Hello.
Hello.
You get the hello. You're calling yourself. The high self is calling the self in the
In the body. Yes.
and you keep ignoring the signs. This is why stuff keeps happening to you.
Mm-mm.
You hear a voice telling you to do something. No, I'm not doing that. I'm scared. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. I'm lazy today. Every time your high self keep talking to you, and you keep ignoring, it's gotta spank you.
True.
Spank you.
True, man.
There's a formula called pebble, rock, boulder. First, you try to get yourself attention by flicking a pebble. Somebody flicking a pebble by the window. Somebody hitting you in the air with a pebble. If you ignore the pebble, now they fling a rock. They take a brick and they fling it through the window. Or they hit you in the knee, boom, you fall down. Like, damn, man, my knee is this fat. You still don't answer the call. You're still not making the changes you need to make. You still don't want to get up and do what you're supposed to do. Finally, they roll a boulder down the hill.
That
They
dead.
run right over you.
That
You
dead.
may be in a coma for a month.
Yeah.
And then you'll wake up and say, you know what? I'm going to live my life and I'm going to do all the things I was supposed to be doing because I was in a coma for a month. Why did they have to take the boulder for you to finally do what you're supposed to do? Now, they didn't try to get your attention with a pebble in the beginning. You kept ignoring it. Then they hit you with a rock. Now they had to roll a boulder over you for you to finally wake up and do what you're supposed to do. Most people don't change their life till they have a near-death experience.
Not true.
Why does it take the boulder for you to wake up and start doing what the hell you're supposed to do on earth? Don't wait for the boulder. Soon as the pebble, soon as the smite, you see signs around you telling you, guiding you somewhere, start making the change.
You better start
Pay
that.
attention to the pebbles. Don't even wait for a rock to hit you. But most people won't
It's
make
coming.
changes till the boulder comes. So, back to what you were saying. I am glad. I'm going to sound crazy when I say this, but I've been called crazy all my life.
Give
I'm
them.
glad Trump is in the White House. You know why?
Why?
We needed an orange boulder.
Come on now.
Move our ass
Come
until
on
the
now.
boulder is hitting us.
Come on now. Come on now.
Most of us won't move our ass until the orange boulder is hitting
Come on now.
You see how many people now all of a sudden I want to get a passport in Africa. I want to travel. Why? Why did it take the boulder? Why did it take the boulder? You could have got a passport 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Could have owned 30 acres of land in Ghana 20 years ago for $5,000. Let me say that again. You could have owned 30 acres of land for $5,000.
Not true.
Why does it take so long? So I'm glad the orange boulder is shown up.
Wake up in there.
So now we're doing all the stuff we should have, would have, could have done.
I got another question. I'm sorry.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in a way, in other words, the universe, the creator is working on our behalf.
The nature code, yeah.
Ancestors is working on our behalf.
Not true.
Some people won't move until something serious enough shows up to make their eyes like open up. They're like, you know what? I better come up with a plan because these people. You see what I'm saying? Now that ICE is trying to figure out how to deport Americans. Let me say that again. They're trying to pass a bill to actually deport Americans. Forget immigrants. Born and raised here. Your own your own birth certificate. In Connecticut, they're trying to figure out how to deport you. There's a bill right now. If they get that bill passed, they'll have the right to take people who are born and raised here, never went through no nationalization, and throw them out the country in some, who knows, maybe Guantanamo Bay type facility, or maybe something floating off the harbor of Rikers Island, or Randall's Island, or some other island, or maybe in the Puget Sound, or because you know there's a rule that says if you float 20 miles at sea, you don't fall under any jurisdiction. So I heard in the underground, because I always keep my ear to the underground. I listen to the rail on the train line, see what vibration coming. And I heard people talking about floating prisons.
Whoa.
Let me do some research on this right here. What are we talking about? They just want to float stuff out at sea so they will be in no man's land. That's the next thing. So they got a barge that they're trying to retrofit. They want to put people on, so they will be in no jurisdiction. There's even a proposal to move the UN headquarters to Nigeria. Did you hear about that one? We're going to move the UN out of New York. I was like, what they have planned for New York? They don't even want the United Nations. Why are they moving the whole United Nations, all 190 countries out the state?
Wow. Clean up time.
What do they know?
Why are they doing it in Nigeria?
That's because, you know, we got to make friends with the future of the world. But then again, don't forget, I Am Legend happened on Manhattan.
Yeah. You were talking about Christ.
They always tell you before they tell you.
Yeah. You was talking about Christ. Where does this cross come in now? This symbol, because I know we use the ankh.
They're both ours. Every one of them is ours.
One
of my great master teacher, Dr. Ben Yosef Jokanan.
Okay,
who worked right alongside Dr. John Henry Clark.
Yeah.
And so Dr. Ben, who actually studied, got one of his PhDs from Salamanca, Spain, Moorish University, came back and told you he had a book. He had a book called All the Religion. Dr. Ben had a book for every religion, showing you the roots of them. One of his books is called The Religions of Mankind. Dr. Ben Yosef Jokanan. And he showed you that we had them together. You can go to the pyramids and see them carved in the pyramids. Together. The key is they don't put them together. They only wanted you to deal with the fall and winter and not deal with the spring and summer.
Ascending.
They represent hemispheres of the solstice.
Give time.
Nature again. We worship nature because we are nature.
The winter and summer solstice.
So the cross, it deals with the fall. That's the Kali in me. So I have Mama Kali in my name. Mama Kali is the six-headed woman with the head that's severed and the sword in the other hand and the blood. And she looks like this. That's fall and winter. That's the cross.
The symbol for it.
And then the Ankh is spring. Everything springs forth. When the new year is March 21. Everybody knows New Year is March 21?
Yeah.
Okay. So rebirth and growth. Spring and summer. And then you have harvest and you go back into the fall. So right now we're about to hit harvest. And then when we go from September to October, we harvest everything, get ready for the fall. Harvest time. They have a big
Get
festival.
ready for the winter.
Yes, which is fall. Fall first, then winter. You get ready for the fall. That's the cross. So the cross represents death and burial. But what they don't tell you is you're supposed to put it next to the resurrection and the life.
Yeah.
So the death and the burial, they're supposed to have the resurrection. So the Ankh is supposed to go with the cross. They got rid of the Ankh, remember?
Yeah.
That's why they can only carry the cross. Because they don't want to talk about the other side.
Which is the woman that's on that
They got
side.
rid of the womb. Remember? So instead of having it together as one balance, they got rid of the Ankh, and they're only talking about the death and burial. That's why they're always mourning.
Yeah.
No happiness.
Right.
And I wear black all the time, and I'm depressed, and I beat myself till blood comes all over my shoulder, and I'm at a wailing wall. It's always about some pissed off negativity.
I true.
I always,
Dead.
no happiness. There's no happiness. They don't ever wear all white. It's always all black. I see them in Brooklyn. I see them everywhere with black hats and black sideburns and black every damn thing. What is wrong with you? What's going on with you? When do you ever put white on? No. And they say, I'm a Jewel. No, you're not.
It's a cult.
You have to have balance.
It's a cult.
Indigenous people have the time for black. We have the time for all white. We have the green, the yellow, everything. The full spectrum.
Yes,
The
God.
whole rainbow. We wear the whole rainbow. We don't just get stuck on black. Which is not wrong with black, but black absorbs everything. So if you wear too much black, you're going to find that you're too heavy.
Yeah.
You're absorbing everything.
Ah,
You
true.
have to absorb and you have to repel. Absorb, repel.
I absorb even when I don't wear black.
Yeah, but that, you have to balance that out.
Yeah.
You have to wear enough white,
Mm-hmm.
enough green, enough pink, enough
Give
orange,
thanks.
enough, because it's full spectrum.
That's me.
Who? Oh,
Yes.
what was
You
it?
see, so that's what I'm saying. We have to know that we are science, and our indigenous people always. That's when you talk about Africa and indigenous people. They always have beautiful outfits.
Mhm.
You ever met an indigenous tribe that don't have
Never.
beautiful outfits?
Yeah.
Never.
Which indigenous tribe you know that just wears black?
None.
Not one.
No.
Ah, so the next time you see one of these Jew people, ask me why he always got on black.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen them? I used to live next to them
Always.
in Brooklyn. They wear nothing but black.
Just dead.
All
Just
day.
dead.
And we wonder why these people are depressed and sad and want to put negativity on you. They need more color in their palette.
You know what else, Baba, that you bring me back to? Going to the, what is it, homosexuality. It's very big in that culture, in their churches. It's like
Back
that.
to depression.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. It's just taking out the woman. It's
Right,
just,
of
you know,
course, yes.
it should be a surprise why it's running like how it's running.
Exactly. But remember, there's a saying that hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. So because they feel hurt and
It'll
because they want to
continue.
perpetuate hurt. But instead of that, you heal yourself so you no longer feel to hurt anymore. You have to do the internal work. If you're in pain, don't go visiting that pain on somebody else. First, sit down with yourself. Back to man, know thyself again. Back to looking in the mirror. You want to see God look in the mirror? Why is that statement important? It's not so much that you're looking for
The vein material.
something to worship. It's actually the opposite. When you looking for God and you look in the mirror, who do you have to rely on now?
Yourself.
Who do you have to blame now?
Yourself.
Who is responsible now?
You. The I self.
So the reason why I tell people that is because now
You're
you start
accountable.
waiting for some pie in the sky to come fix stuff. As long as you thinking somebody gonna bust your cloud and fix your problem, you ain't never gonna do nothing.
Wait, repeat that, brother.
Achoo, man.
The reason why I say if you want to see God, look in the mirror, because now who's responsible?
You.
You. Who's gonna save you?
You.
Who's responsible?
You.
So you stop waiting for some pie in the sky, somebody to show up on a white horse, busting through the clouds to save you. As long as that's why they sell you that. The reason they sell you that imagery is so you won't get off your butt and fix your problem. You'll always be waiting for somebody to save me. And somebody died to save me, and no, listen, forget that. You need to die to save yourself. Meaning, kill all of the bad habits.
Achoo.
Kill all of the negative things about you. That's the cross. Part
Yes.
of the equation.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fall and winter.
Yeah, yeah.
So the best part about you can rise next spring and flourish next summer.
Give thanks. Rebirth. Resurrection.
That's why you have the 4 seasons. You want to sleep at the good hotel, you sleep at the 4 seasons.
Achoo, man. Achoo, man.
You want to sleep in the arm of Ra, you sleep at the Ramadan.
Uh-oh.
You
Uh-oh.
break the words.
Achoo,
I
man.
break everything down. Everything's hidden inside, but
Achoo.
nobody's telling you. Open up your third eye for you to see it all around you. You sleep at the Ramadan. That's Kemetic. That's Meduneter.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like Sacramento Kings. Meduneter, they're telling you there was a pyramid up there.
Give
Or
thanks.
Phoenix Suns. Phoenix is the bird that rides on the ashes in Kemet. Valley of the Suns, they still call them the Suns to this day. Basketball team. Phoenix Suns.
You using our
and the other one
mathematics.
is the Sacramento Kings. They still telling you to you right in your face. In the game, but you don't know the game you're playing. They playing Kemetic games
They
on
using
TV,
the sun, using
on the
the
10 live vision every day. They play Kemet.
Give thanks.
Phoenix Suns. See?
Mm-hmm.
You go to Arizona. Straight letter letter.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not talking American. You're not talking Native American. You're talking Meduneter.
And don't even know it.
Arizona, Sacramento, Tucson. To the sun we go. All of those names that you're using on the map that you don't know you're speaking Meduneter to this
Wow.
day. And they're tricking you to tell you, oh, that's a Native American language. You're right. No, it's not Native American. That's an original American language. Meduneter is in your face every day, but you don't know. Even the Mormon religion, they told the people that this guy named David Koresh, what's his name? David, the founder of the Mormon religion. What's the name they told him? They said there was a storm in Oklahoma. That's also Oklahoma. That's also Kemetic. Oklahoma. They said there was a storm that uprooted this tree. and the tree fell over, and he was coming home after the storm, and he looked under the tree, and he saw this thing wrapped up under the tree like in kind of a bag of paper, like a mud cloth. And he pulled it out. He yanked it out from under the tree. And he opened it up, and it was a book made with gold leaves, with holes in it, together with rings. A gold book, with the pages were made from gold. Thin piece of gold with metal pressed into it. He wrapped it up, made sure nobody was looking, ran home and put it in the barn, and they said he meditated over the gold leaves until the Spirit translated it for him. He wrote it down from the translation, and that literally is the Book of Mormons.
Wow.
Google it for yourself.
Wow.
So they're telling you that the founder of the Mormon religion transliterated it from a book stamped in Kemetic metaneter found under the root of a tree in Oklahoma after a storm. They're telling you a whole lot right there. They just told you a whole lot right there. Why would there be a gold leaf book of metaneter buried under a tree in Oklahoma in the first place?
That came before the split, Baba.
And listen to the name.
What they call Native Americans came after the split.
So that's why I use the word original.
They're not original.
No, I'm saying I use the word original to refer to me.
The Africans are the original.
Correct.
This is,
Right.
but the so-called natives,
No,
that's
later.
like a repopulation. They
Of course.
came later.
Later, and they tell you that they came through the Byron
Yeah,
Straits from
yeah.
Alaska and everything.
Yeah.
They tell you, they don't hide it.
Yeah.
So you know that that's a repopulation.
But
that's
they don't
what
tell you
original
the
people-
first part that you talked about. And that's the missing part.
Yes, that we were
Yeah.
here for
Well,
thousands
well,
upon
Africa was,
thousands
all
upon-
of this was part of
All
Africa.
of it was one land.
Yeah,
They used to
and
call
when
it
they
Turtle
split-
Island.
Yeah.
There was
When
another
it's-
name was Turtle Island because the turtle is the ancient information of the 13 months and the 28, which is the divine feminine. So we worship the Turtle Island because it represents the divine feminine calendar, which is the earth. So on the back of a turtle is 13 pieces on the inside for the 13 months. And the outside of the turtle shell has 28 exact occupants. That's divine
28
feminine.
days.
Yes, because a woman has 13 times 28 menstrual days. 13, 28. There's 13 menstrual cycles of 28 days each. That's the back of the turtle. So they used to call this land Turtle Island. And that's the calendar. 13 times.
Chimeri.
1328 calendar. 13 months, 28 days each.
Calendar.
See? So everything was, that shows you that they revered the woman. They built the whole society and the calendar and everything off of her.
Yeah.
Off of her.
Yeah.
Once I truly started applying the feminine principles and praying and meditating and actually including like the Divine Mother, my life, like, it feels completely different when praying to the Divine, like, Mom. Like, it feels really.
Because now you're in alignment with your energy. I was with Dr. Smalls at the Divine Feminine Conference in Essex College a couple months ago.
Yes.
Sitting at the table with the Babas
Yes.
and the Divine Women. This is Madhu was one of the featured speakers, teaching about Manyansa, teaching on the panel of the Divine Women that spoke. Madhu was there, so we went and supported. And it was beautiful to be right there in the room with all of the elders and the teachers listening to everything. And Dr. Leonard Jeffries. So there's a picture of Baba Smalls here. I'm here. Dr. Leonard Jeffries is here. And we're going around and we talked about that. The important role that we play. So at one point in the conference, they sent all the men to one area and all the women to one area. So they also had private conversation, men to, and then we came back towards the end in one room.
Yay.
So the man's purpose is to allow the balance and the energy of the divine feminine and masculine to co-create. Just like I said, you have the negative, which would be the divine feminine. Negative, by the way, has been made to be a bad word. Negative simply means the charge. So you're charged with the negative particle, and we're charged with the positive, just like a plug. Think of it like electricity. So in electricity is not a good and bad. Negative don't mean bad in electricity.
No.
It means a negative charge.
Right.
So we have to also correct our
It's
tongue.
an identifier.
We have to correct our tongue. Do not, when someone does something bad, do not say they did something negative. Say they did something bad. The word negative is dealing with charge. Particles, not behavior. See how they corrupt us? Just like we say, man, that's a bad car. Check it out. We really mean to say it's a good car, but they got us calling it a bad car. They corrupt our tongue. So, all zygotes are female. Once again, go back to nature. Nature is my greatest guide. So if every time a sperm pierces an egg, it's female first, what does that mean? They all start off as female. Then, depending on the chemicals that are released and the emotions and everything, then after the first trimester, it either stays female or it switches to male. But they all start female. What does that tell you? That's not man-made. That's nature. It's telling you everything starts off female. When I speak to events, especially men's groups, but I've done this at all kinds of audiences. I always ask the men, why do you have nipples? Almost nobody can answer that because they don't understand cosmology. They don't understand nature. So because you started off as a female, that's why. That's why men have nipples. After the first trimester, the baby switches to become a man, a boy. So everything starts female. Fe means first, actually, in etymology. So female literally means first male. Literally means first male.
Madam, I am Adam.
It literally means the first male.
Women are the beginning and the end, bro.
Fe also represents the element you need. Fe is iron. So you are the iron male. You need more iron. Men need zinc. That's our metal. We need zinc to shine. You need iron to have spine, to be strong. So you lose blood, you lose iron, we lose sperm, we lose zinc. See how it works? Nature, you follow nature, you never go wrong. Not some man-made stuff. Follow what nature says. The planet's been here for billions of years. Obviously it knows better than anything else that's here. So you want to listen to something, listen to the planet. They'll tell you how it's been able to maintain itself for billions upon billions upon billions. It's smarter than anything here. So I look at nature. Follow some dude. No, follow nature. Well, I don't know how to maintain a planet. Keep trillions of species going. Planet does. Much wiser than anything. So if you follow nature. So iron, Fe, male, means iron man. Fe is also what color? Red. When dirt has iron, everything it gives a red color. So this is why you see Iron Man has a red suit. He's really in drag. He's dressed like a woman. People don't know that. Because Iron Man is a woman. Isn't that funny? He has to put on a red outfit to be super dude.
And look at the red clay.
Yes.
Where they get boxed.
Oh, like, I get it. Like, Iron Man's wearing red, like Peppa Pig.
Ah, so you see, thank you. You're making a connection to another character. Yes, that's correct. Because they put this in all kinds of education. They have adult education with this information, and they have a lot of the children's education has this information in it.
That's the white teachers teaching them.
Yes. See, for example, they say that we know that now we're not really black. They say we're close to blue. We used to be referred to as the indigo people. Indigo is a type of blue, right? They call us the indigo, and out of the indigo came the Indian.
And then, in one of my schools, we saw a picture when somebody was indigo, like he was blue.
Correct. And most of the deities in the ancient world are painted in blue. They use blue paint. The original Shiva in the Indian system is blue. He's dark blue. Yes, very dark blue. And he carries a trident, which represents the Trinity. Mother, Father, Child, pineal, hypothalamus, pituitary, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Mental, spiritual, physical. So the trident also represents rulership. And they show it to you now in the water creatures. They're finally bringing the water information back because we're going back to the Aquarian age. So now they have you watching Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing everything back because water world. Even Wakanda is now underwater fighting people. Because everything's going back to Aquarian.
Fighting the green guy.
Ah, see? So they have the green people, which is in the Kemetic order is the Horus. You have Ampu. You go in front of Osiris. Osiris is known as the green one. So he's the green guy. Which he's the good vegetarian. He eats all the vegetables. He eats the broccoli and the spinach. The dark blue people, they also teach them about you from Europe. We were in Europe before. When we were dark blue, They make a cartoon about us. They call them the Smurfs, the little blue people.
Oh yeah.
They also call us little green people, leprechauns. We sit on a pot of gold always. We always have luck and fortune.
The luck of the Irish.
See, now you understand?
Like the look.
So we are the little blue people. We're the little green people. We're also the most ancient and wise green people. They call us Yoda. Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
The little green guy. That's us. We live for thousands of years.
Yeah,
So they're always telling you, they're just not telling you that they're telling you. There's so many examples of them telling you all along in all these pictures and images. We also have the green, which represents the heart, because we love, and so we are part of the Green Council of Lanterns. We are the green light. They call us the Green Lantern. That's the character that rules with the power of love. There's a green ring and a green power.
The heart chakra.
Yes, the heart chakra is green. So the Green Lantern, the Green Council makes sure things stay right in the entire multiverse. They have an agent working in every area to maintain law and order.
And the color green is very good, like vegetables.
That's right.
Some vegetables are green.
Yes,
The grass is green. The trees are green to help us breathe.
that's right. They're our friend.
Excellent, Cozy.
Excellent. Great. I love that. They're our friends. They're waiting for us to exhale, and we're waiting for them to exhale. So when they breathe out oxygen. When we breathe out carbon dioxide for them. They need your carbon dioxide, and you need their oxygen. So we have a symbiotic relationship. They're our friends. That's why we must love trees and protect them and don't destroy them.
Yeah, like
They are actually our family members.
Yes.
The only difference between chlorophyll and melanin is one chemical in the middle different.
The trees are part of our family tree.
Yes, that's why we have a family tree. That's why we even refer to our families as trees. We have a family tree.
Yes.
Same word, same verb. Yes.
Excellent.
This
Baba,
is it.
that's it for today, man.
Yes.
It's
Thank
getting
you for
late and my
coming.
wife has to work and the baby here. But Crystal, before we leave, I want you to know that make sure that before you leave you get his phone number because he works with